Dozens of people are caught inside a bar for days following a snowstorm. Canada is dealing with a massive maple syrup shortage. And Ikea is offering an apartment in Tokyo for less than $1 a month. These are the weird stories for Monday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian. That's right, I'm flexing. Can you see it? Oh, yeah. Look at that bicep. Dozens of people were stuck inside a pub for 3 days following a storm. This story's out of Britain. Dozens of customers who stopped for a drink at Britain's highest altitude pub got a longer stay than they in fact bargained for after the building and the town was pretty much cut off by a huge unexpected blizzard. Insert blizzard sound effects. Ding, ding, bring out your dead. A total of 61 people. They woke up Monday after their third night at the Tan Hill Inn, which is 270 miles north of London. It's located in a place called Yorkshire Dales. For 3 days, these people were unable to leave when an autumn storm brought snow and heavy winds that brought down power cables and blocked all the roads in and out of Yorkshire Dales. It's a Yeti! I see a Yeti! Well, pour him a Guinness! All right. Something else. These people were caught in this pub with something else very special. You're going to love it. They were stuck inside a British pub with an Oasis cover band that had played Friday night. That sounds like a nightmare to me. You're stuck inside. Don't go away. Stay at the pub. Stuck with an Oasis cover band. Oh, man. I can't think of a worse way to go out. Boy, oh, boy. Someday you will find me snowed inside a pub with a shitty Oasis cover band. Sorry. I don't know if they're crappy. They could be great. It's just the fact that it's an Oasis cover band that would drive me up a wall. What do they have, 4 good songs? Manager of the pub named Nicola said that the staff tried to make life pleasant for everybody stuck at the pub. They had a quiz night, karaoke. He says that the guests were in, quote, really good spirits. They formed quite a friendship, like a big family in the best way that he can describe it. One lady apparently was quoted as actually saying, "I never want to leave. I just want to stay in the pub forever." Someone who has no friends, in other words. Lady, you don't want to stay in that place forever. Trust me. Now, it turns out that this isn't the first time that snow has stranded guests at this pub. And as a result, they're routinely stocking up on fuel and food and drink and cover bands because they don't know when this is going to happen. Here's a quote from someone named Vicky who was stuck there all night. It was quite crazy. We were completely off the grid. You know, I had driven to the pub to watch Oasis on... Yes. How did you save that little fact that the band was called Oasis? This long in the story. That should have been up top. It's called Oasis. Oh, that's one of the best cover band names I've ever heard. Oasis cover band is called Oasis. Oh, that's almost as good as the Red Knot Chili Peppers, which is another very popular cover band out here in California. Chili Pepper cover band. Oasis. Oh, I love it. Well, Vicky was totally fine being snowed in with Oasis. She said, well, everyone was absolutely brilliant. It's actually been really an enjoyable experience. Another person that was stranded said, you guys were amazing. You working never-ending shifts to keep us well-fed and watered. We'll never forget this extraordinary experience. I'm going to write about it in my diary. This was a very serious storm, apparently. People died in the area as well. So wind speeds were over 90 miles an hour in some areas in the region. Yeah. This kind of stuff can happen. I mean, it could happen to any of us. You just hope that you get caught with a better cover band than Oasis, you know? Today is going to be the day that you wish you were snowed in with a better cover band than this. Canada is dealing with a maple syrup shortage. Oh, yes, that's right. Liquid gold, baby. The Canadian group Quebec Maple Syrup Producers recently announced they're going to have to release about 50 million pounds of their strategic maple syrup reserves, which is about half of the total stockpile because there is a shortage. It says here Quebec produces about 70% of the world's maple syrup. Did you know that? The United States, of course, is its largest client for this sweet stuff. And this year, producers weren't able to keep up with the worldwide demand of maple syrup, which jumped about 21%. I wonder why. What's the difference? People making pancakes at home? Everybody's experimenting with French toast recipes? Oh, I love a good French toast, man. Oh, you get yourself some challah bread. You guys ever get yourself some nice, thick challah bread? Challah. I just like to say it. Challah. Hey, what kind of bread would you like for your sandwich? Challah. It's such a great bread because it's just so thick and it's firm. It can take a punch, man. I want a bread that can take a punch when I'm making some French toast because I'm going to mess that bread up, man. I'm throwing it in the bowl, covering it with eggs. Yeah, that bread's going through the ringer right there, so it's got to be a tough bread that can handle it. And that's why we have challah. And then I like pure maple syrup, man. Don't skimp out on that fake stuff at the store-bought stuff. You know what I'm talking about, that log cabin crap, the Aunt Jemima bogus high fructose corn syrup. Nonsense! You get yourself some real maple syrup. You're worth it, guys. You are worth it. You're going to look back late in life and say, someone says, do you have any regrets? He's like, yeah, I regret using Aunt Jemima throughout most of my teens. I could have been using pure maple syrup from Canada. Now let's find out what is the cause of the shortage other than perhaps more fat Americans eating frozen waffles than usual during the pandemic. Well, apparently this year's short and warm spring resulted in an uncharacteristically low yield for producers. Oh, this is terrible. Here's a quote from Helene Norbenden. She works for the Maple Syrup Producers Communications Department. This is why the reserve of maple syrup has been made, to never miss maple syrup. And we won't miss maple syrup. We won't. Actually, exclamation for her. Helene was very, very amped up about the quote. We won't miss the maple syrup. We will not. Well, Helene, you just gave up half your reserves. What happens if you have another short spring? I mean, we're in big trouble here. And then we're going to have that log cabin crap. Helene's not afraid, though. She says they're already planning for the future. What we can figure at this moment is maybe the season here in Quebec will start a bit earlier in February instead of March, and end earlier also, so we'll just switch it up. Oh, good for you. Man, this Quebec Maple Syrup Producers Organization is really into it. They tap about 7 million more trees than they usually do this year, or they tapped, rather. They want to try to make sure they meet the demands. So go ahead and top off your pancakes and waffles with the Canadian Liquid Gold this holiday season. You guys know the kind. Yes, yes. And wash it down with a cold bottle of Molson. Right? That's what you do in Canada. Is that the official beer of Canada? I just feel like I drank a lot of Molson when I was up there. Drank a lot of Molson and watched my friend Tim get tossed down the stairs by his hair at Club Super Sex. I'll never forget that. I helped him get up, and then we picked up his hair. True story. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. Ikea is offering a very tiny apartment in Tokyo for less than $1 per month. This sounds amazing. Who wants to live in Tokyo for $1, guys? Swedish retailer Ikea is becoming a landlord in Japan with a very tiny apartment that it's going to rent out. It's 10 square meters, which is 107 square feet, which is quite small. But this is Tokyo, so. And the apartment is located in the Shinjuku district, which is very cool. This is a cool place. I've actually been there. This will cost about 99 yen or 86 cents per month to rent. Why? Just want to know what's going on here. And how can I live there? Well, I don't think I can go there now. I believe they've shut down their borders with this latest COVID incident. It says here, only one unit is available. It is fully furnished as well. You guessed it, with IKEA furniture and accessories. This sounds lovely for $1 a month. Oh, man. This would be a dream. The company is accepting applicants from potential tenants who must be over 20 years old until December 3rd. Oh, that doesn't give us much time. I'm applying. I'm definitely applying. You guys should Google this and apply. Anyone want to be my roommate in Tokyo for 80? We're going to split 86 cents, guys. Okay, so you better come up with your 43 cents, all right? You're not going to skimp out on the rent. It says here, the apartment will be rented out with a lease through January 15th, 2023. The tenant will have to pay their own utility bills. Yes, so what? I'm paying 86 cents a month in rent. Hit me with the utility bills. I'm not afraid. That's not much of a threat, IKEA. Now, 10 square meters isn't much, but IKEA says they've worked hard to make the most of the available area. Here's a quote from the company's website. One of the keys is to make good use of the vertical space within the apartment. By capturing the room three-dimensionally, new possibilities open up in a limited space. Good for you, IKEA. You're really talking me into it. Although you don't have to say any of that shit, really. Just the idea of paying $1 for rent. I mean, I'll live almost anywhere for $1. Tokyo is one of the most densely populated cities in the world, it says. And there is a trend for what are called micro apartments. Yeah, I lived in a micro apartment in New York City. I'm no stranger to micro apartments and the utilization of space, IKEA. And by the way, I'm a small person. I can fit in such places. I'm fine for a 10 square meter apartment or whatever the hell this is. Tokyo is home to just over 14 million. If you didn't know, IKEA is promoting its tiny home with the help of a shark named Blahaj. What the hell is this? Who is featured in a series of promotional videos published on YouTube. The character Blahaj portrays a real estate agent who is also a shark that specializes in small spaces. A strange choice, but okay. I like where you're going with this. Because when I think of tiny apartments, of course, I think sharks, right? Good job. You might want to use a cockroach. I mean, this is what you find in tiny apartments, not sharks. Yeah, happy cockroach selling apartments. Who doesn't want to buy or rent or lease an apartment from a happy cockroach wearing a toupee? I don't know. Now, I just went to Ikea.com, and under their campaigns, you can find this application for the tiny home project. And there's some photos of this place. I got to say, it's pretty damn cool. And there's a way to click and apply to be a tenant as well, which I will be doing today. You can believe that. There's some teaser videos of the shark and the apartment. And this looks like a great deal. So I urge all of you to, I don't know if we're going to be able to travel into Japan anytime soon, but, cover your bases just in case. Yeah, Japan's probably not such a bad place to be for the next year or so. It's great. I mean, I've been there. It's amazing. I love it. I can't wait to go back. I just didn't think I could. It's the travel situation, and it's not cheap. Tokyo's not cheap. I'll tell you right now. But this looks like a great opportunity to be there on the cheap, so I recommend it. And it's weird. Oh, yeah, baby. So don't go away. Say that you'll stay. Oh, man, I used to sing that song in a cover band back in the day. I hated it. Ugh. It was better than Wonderwall. I want to give some love to someone who's a fan of the show from Romania. I don't have many. It's probably just less than 5, I'd say, fans in Romania. Big shout out to Kolda Andrea. Oh boy, I'm just butchering this name. Kulda Did I say it right? I can't. Kulda says, I listen to Weird AF News while I work out instead of listening to music, and you never fail to make me laugh, especially mid-rep when I need to focus. Thank you. Never change, Jonesy. Ah, thank you so much, man. You never change. You're a nice guy. Or girl. I don't know if this is a lady or not. I've never heard this name before. Kulda. It's cool, though. I got to get to Romania. You have a couch for me, Kulda? I got to see this place. I want to explore some castles that apparently were inhabited by Dracula. Hey, now. No, I realize that's not the case. Let's move on from there. Thanks. Shout out to one of my only Romanian listeners. I also got a review from Canada. Someone named Shabonbon left me a review on Apple Podcasts. Canada. Says, wake up to a cup of comedy. 5 stars. Been listening for a while, and Jonesy cares about his fans, and this is a rarity. Plus, he's super funny. I always look forward to Florida Fridays. Lots of love from Canada. I really feel the Canada love, man. I was very thrilled to do a Canada story today, as a matter of fact. I try to do Canada stories when I come across them because I know a lot of my fans are in Canada, and I'm grateful for my Canadian friends. They get me. They get my comedy. So big shout out to Shabonbon. Shabonbon. What a cool sign-on, by the way. Yes, I do care about my fans, and I answer them, their DMs and whatnot. And, yeah, I like to do things for my fans. I got something cooking, by the way, for my fans. You're going to love it. It'll be done by the end of this week. It's just a little project that I'm working on that you're going to really dig. So, okay, let me find out what else I had to... Somebody bought me coffee. Let me go back, and I have to give some big love to... Here we are. Lily Rodering. Lily's name is on the wall, too. Lily, where are you? I'm looking at my wall. Lily, oh yeah, and it says where she's from on my wall. Nelson, Wisconsin. Shout outs to Everett, Merritt, and Juliet, her kids. I put all their names on the wall because Lily is a patron. But in addition to being a patron, she thought she'd just go and just do something extra for me and buy me some coffee from my website, weirdafnews.com. She bought me a bunch of coffees and wrote, hey, Jonesy, I figure I can afford to buy my kids the friggin' wicked cute matching holiday jammies, so I can probably afford to support you too. Thanks for all you do. We love you. Love Lily, Everett, Merritt, Juliet. The whole fam. Yeah, and you know, Lily, you were already supporting me by being a member of the Patreon, and this is just above and beyond. I'm so grateful. So thank you, and shout out to the whole family. You guys are on the wall forever. Happy holidays. That's just lovely. I'm so pleased. I'm just, you know, there's some days where I go, you know, I hate my life, and there's other days where I go, you know, I'm a lucky guy. What can I say? I'm extremely lucky. Well, if you guys would like to support the show like Lily and the whole fam, you can go to weirdafnews.com and click on Buy Jonesy a Coffee. You just scroll down to where it says Support the Show. You can also join the Patreon from there, and you'll be happy to hear, those of you who are part of the Patreon, that I posted some pretty cool photos and videos of my trip to Mexico City. I'll be posting some more today. I saw some weird things in Mexico. I thought they'd be perfect for the Patreon, so I managed to capture them. And such as what, Jonesy? Oh, have you heard of the Skeleton Saint? Oh, yeah. Also caught a live Lucha Libre match. Pretty damn cool. So I'm putting up some photos and videos of my experience there, and photos of me hanging out with people. And yeah, so that's going to be in the Patreon this week. I'll be throwing up some stuff. Join the Patreon and get access to all sorts of extra content. That's what it's there for. And you get that good feeling that you're supporting a 5-day-a-week weird news empire that takes place in a very small closet that's about 1 square meter. Loads of fun. Go to patreon.com/weirdafnews or download the Patreon app and search for Weird AF News. I love you. Bye-bye.